There, Steve Kaufman here. Today I want to tell you the secret of how I learn languages. That's the subject of my discussion today. People often say to me, Steve, you've obviously got a talent for languages. You've learned so many languages, good for you, but I could never do it. And I often say, to myself at least, well, why don't you try doing it the way I do it? Maybe it's also a matter of the method that I use. And so I want to tell you exactly now, because it's really quite simple, the secret to how I learn languages. To me, learning languages is essentially I would summarize it this way, it's the relentless pursuit of words. Words that I glean through content that is of interest to me. That's basically what it boils down to. If I look at the languages that I have learned, French in a way doesn't count because I had it at school, and then I studied it at McGill, and then I went to France where I studied in French at l'Institut d'études politiques, and so I was, eventually was immersed in it. As I say in my book, I really couldn't speak much in French, but once I got turned on to French, it wasn't difficult in Montreal and then subsequently in France to achieve quite a high level. The significance with French is that it made me confident that I could learn. But in Chinese, I remember when I was in Hong Kong, I would scour the bookstores looking for material that had these glossaries, like readers on Chinese literature, politics, history, anything I could find, any book that anybody put out that had some kind of content with a glossary, so I wouldn't have to use the dictionary, I would buy them. And that I didn't just use the textbook that they had at my Chinese language school. And so I was on Chinese for 9 months, but essentially, between that and listening a lot, that's how I learned. And I, as I have said many times, I ignored the grammatical explanations and just got used to the patterns. In Japanese, I had to learn it on my own. And there again, I would just scour the bookstores for as much material as I could find. So this whole idea that language learning is a matter of pursuing words, okay? It's just, that's very simple.